darling heart, and welcome to this episode of the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, lonely, or boring. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment and haven't looked back. I'm here to support you with your alcohol-free or drink less adventures. You can follow me on Instagram at drinklesslivebetter. Find resources on my website, drinklesslivebetter.com. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let's get straight to it. Sober Summer. 5 strategies for finding serenity. We've all heard of dry January and sober October. But what about a sober summer? I know, it sounds almost contradictory. Summer is supposed to be about rosé on patios, beer at festivals, champagne at weddings. But what if I told you that some of the most serene, joyful summers can happen without a drop of alcohol? Today's episode is inspired by a powerful quote from Theodore Roosevelt. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. And trust me, by the end of this podcast episode, you'll believe that a sober summer isn't just possible, but it might be exactly what you need. Let me share a story. It's a summer's day in June 2017. Someone boards a London train back home. They are completely drunk, vulnerable and emotional. The next day is a complete write-off. Poor parenting, emotional eating, underperforming at work, and going to bed early, wrapped in a fog of regret. They kept that train ticket, not as a memento of a fun night out, but as a reminder of a moment when they knew something had to change. You might think that this was their last drinking day, but it wasn't. It took another 2.5 years to reach the beginning of a sober life. Here's what held them back. Just kidding. Of course it was me. And maybe the thing that was holding me back is holding you back too. The fear of missing out over the summer. The worry about navigating a friend's wedding without champagne, enjoying a festival without beer, or showing up to a barbecue and not bringing wine. But here's what over 5 years of sober living has taught me. We don't need to be confined to other people's expectations about when it's acceptable to take a break from alcohol. We can make our own rules, create our own experiments, and choose our own timeline. Let's be honest about why summer feels particularly challenging for sobriety. January makes sense for a reset. Dry January, we're all over it. We're financially tighter after the holidays perhaps. Maybe we overdid it during the winter festivities. A sober October fits nicely between summer excess and Christmas chaos. But summer is when we switch from red wine to rosé, from heavy cocktails to light spritzes. Summer is festivals, weddings, barbecues, and holiday mode. It's when alcohol feels most integrated into our social fabric. And that's exactly why a sober summer can be so transformative. When we remove alcohol from the season, when it feels essential, we discover what actually is essential, and it might not be what you thought it was. So here are a few ideas to help you see a sober summer positively. Strategy number 1, be intentional. Here's our first truth, and it's foundational. Don't see drinking as inevitable. This might sound simple, and that's because it is. Instead of defaulting to, of course I'll drink at this event, start asking yourself some powerful questions. How would I like to think about alcohol today? How would I like to feel about alcohol at this party? How would I like to behave around alcohol on this occasion? Picture it all in your mind's eye. Write it down. Talk to yourself about it. It's not just about positive thinking, it's about rewiring your relationship with alcohol itself. And here's a bonus. You'll likely enjoy some physical benefits quite quickly. We're talking about improved sleep, better cognitive function, clearer skin. Your body will thank you faster than you might expect. Okay, strategy number 2. Script your social situations. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. What do you say when people ask why you're not drinking? Well, first, remember this. You will never owe anyone an explanation for choosing not to drink. Never. But I'm not going to deny that having some go-to responses can boost your confidence. Thanks, I'll have a ginger beer. Oh, I'd love a sparkling water, please. And in fact, sometimes you don't need to say anything at all as a reason, an explanation, an excuse. Here's what's really important. Plan your responses ahead of time, then follow through with them. There's something really empowering about arriving home from a social event, knowing you can rely on yourself to stick to your decisions. It does wonders for your self-esteem and confidence. Think practically. Will you be choosing from available drinks on offer, or can you bring your own? Having a plan removes the stress of in-the-moment decision-making. Strategy 3. Simplify your summer. This strategy is about avoiding summer stress and overwhelm, and this might be the permission you've been waiting for. What can you do to simplify your life this summer? Can you reassess those social activities you've been assuming you should attend? Can you say no to invitations that don't fill you with joy? See this as an experiment. If you're not 100% sure what you actually love doing in summer, now is a perfect time to find out. The emotional space created by removing alcohol allows you to reconnect with yourself and identify which social situations truly energise you versus those you merely tolerate with a glass in hand. This is about quality over quantity. Choose experiences that align with who you want to be, not who you think you should be. Try all of this as an experiment. You don't have to commit to forever if it feels wrong or too difficult right now. Just enjoy what's ahead for the next couple of months. See how you feel doing a sober summer. Notice if you feel more serene, and then reassess in the autumn. Are you ready for the new drinks to explore? Ginger beer with lime cordial, or a club soda, or a classic Shirley Temple. The world of alcohol-free beers, non-alcohol sparkling wines and botanical drinks has exploded with options worth exploring over the last couple of years. Can you create the space to reevaluate your relationship with alcohol on your own terms, a sober summer, and then rethink in the autumn? Remember Roosevelt's words, believe you can, and you're halfway there. The belief that you can enjoy summer, truly enjoy it without alcohol, is the first step towards making it your reality. So here's my challenge for you. What would your most serene summer look like? Not the summer you think you should want, but the summer that would truly, truly nourish you. Thank you for listening in today. Come back again next week. Check out the show notes for a link to a hidden podcast episode that will help you with your 5 p.m. cravings and details about my one-to-one life coaching and sober coaching programs. And P.S. I believe in you.